Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this one, overthinking Manetta is back, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I despise the phrase, what do you do for a living? Now, the phrase, what do you do for a living, or the question, what do you do for a living, is often sold to us as a conversation opener, right? Usually when people meet me, the first thing they ask me is, where are you from? And after that they ask me, what I do for work. And I hate that, because at the end of the day, I feel like it allows us, and when I say us, I mean as a society, to be able to put people into boxes, right? If someone tell you they are an orthodontist, for example, your brain is going to be like, okay, you're probably smart. I mean, you studied for at least 6 years. You probably have money, okay, if you're an orthodontist. And if someone tell you, they're a cleaning lady, you're going to be like, oh, you probably do not have the highest education. You're probably not, the smartest cookie in the jar. You probably do not have a lot of money. And to a certain extent, we are all guilty of this. I don't care what anyone says, even and I'm well aware, of these boxes, but I am still guilty of doing this. I know that, for example, because I'm someone who is extremely self-aware, I know that when I meet people and they tell me, that they are a dentist, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, I know that, subconsciously, I have noticed this about me. I become a try hard, when it comes to the conversation. I know that, I'm being very mindful. I'm really caring about coming across as intelligent, in the conversation. I want to prove that, I can keep up with you, and I am aware of that. So, I mean, of this boxing, if I can call it like that. So, and I really hate this phrase for that. So I really wish that, that was not one of the first things that we would ask people, because at the end of the day, most people hate their jobs. I mean, people have never been as burnt out as today. Most people do not choose their job because it didn't mean anything to them. It is just what they found. For them, it's just a mean to an end. They're just able to pay their bills with it. A lot of people went to uni, studied one thing, and they end up working in a totally other field, because, for your first job, companies want you, to submit 15 years of experience and your firstborn child. Go figure. Okay, so most people do not work even in the field. I wouldn't say most people, that is not true. Actually, let me correct myself. I don't have evidence of that, but I would say a lot of people do not work even in the field that they studied, and most people hate their jobs. Like, they literally do. Lots of people are burned out. So what people do for a living tell us nothing about them, as human beings, about, their degree of humanity and who they are intimately, like the amount and the level of care and love that they can have for us, what their hobbies are, what their drive is, what their story is, where they come from, what are their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, like what they do for a living. Rarely ever tell us much about that, except obviously there are always going to be few people who, are working their dream jobs and and blah, 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 and good for them. But that is not the case. I would venture to say that is not the case of most people. So asking people what they do for a living, to be then able to box them, whether they are a cleaning lady and you think poorly of them because in your understanding they are not smart, they have no money, or whether they're a sex worker, again, you think lowly of them because they have low values and low morals according to society. I feel that is, it's dumb, because again, I genuinely do not feel like what people do for a living tells us much about who they are as humans. And I despise that phrase. It is something that I try very hard not to ask to people, like in the very beginning of me meeting them, I try to talk to them about a variety of subjects, but not ask them what they do for a living, because at the end of the day, I genuinely do not believe like that does tell me much about them. A question that I much prefer to what do you do for a living is, what would you say is the most interesting thing about you? That is something that I ask a lot. For example, when I date online, I've been dating online for the past 15 years, child. Perhaps you'd give up, but I have been in one long-term relationship for online dating, okay, a relationship of, I don't know, 4.5 years, so it does work at times. So yeah, and I always, ask this question, what would you say is the most interesting thing about you? Because I feel like that is, leaving the room for someone to show so much more of themselves than merely like, what do you do for work? Because again, I do not feel that, and that is unfortunate, right? That's something we should work on as a society. Why don't most people make their passion their job? Now I know, people's passion doesn't always pay and stuff, but I feel like we should, as a society, tackle these problems, which obviously is going to be very complicated and difficult. I get that. Again, a lot of people passion don't pay, but I wish that, you know, I hope many people try at least to do their passion as a project, you know, in the side, nebenbei, like German people would say, so that, you know, they don't get, because it is sad to see, you know, the state that the world is in and how many people are literally depressed because of their job, like literally burn out, like in depression, and, you know, taking anxiety medication because they hate their colleagues, and, you know, like literally having, you know, to go to work like in tears and stuff. Like, it's sad, you know. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be this way. And how many people still, from doing all of that, still cannot even live decently? Like, people should be able to live decently from their job, but I am going so far away from the subject of this video, you guys, so I'm gonna stop myself here because I am again an overthinker. If you made it to the end of this video, I am grateful and appreciative of you. If you did like the content, if you did find some value in it, do not forget to like and let me know, okay, in the comment section down below. You know, do you agree, do you disagree? You know, do you box people in depending on, you know, what it is they tell you that they do for a living, or, you know, do you not care? I highly doubt that. I think that even, you know, we are not doing that consciously, so I would venture to say most people do this, you know, to a certain extent, to a certain degree. But anyways, what do I know? Just a girl on the internet talking to her camera. Anyways, you guys, also subscribe to my channel, okay, because I do post videos. No, subscribe is like this is liking. Press the notification bell because I do post videos every single day about very interesting topics like this one, okay. Bye guys. Mwah.